Hi guys, this is Shelby. This is my very first video for my channel. I'm super excited. This is my first ever YouTube channel, so bear with me. I might be a little kind of awkward. But my channel is going to be all about puppy training. I have a channel trailer that I have just posted, and I really want y'all to check that out. Y'all can also check out my dog. She's sleeping right now, so I can't show y'all. Basically today I want to talk about just tips on training. I don't want to do any training yet because you can't do training if you don't really know the tricks and tips on how to do it. I want to talk about how to reward, how to discipline, and also a little bit of potty training. The first thing I want to talk about is rewards. When you are teaching your dog, the tricks on sit, lay down, speak, whatever you want to do. Treats, are everybody's number one go-to. I get mine at Petco at their little treat bar. You just take a bag and you fill it up, and then they weigh it and they charge you based on how much it weighs. My dog Luna, she is extremely picky, and these were like godsend because ended up spending so much money on treats just trying to figure out which one she likes. So what you want to do with your treats, it doesn't matter how big or small your dog is, you want to make sure that the treats are small. So like if I were to take this one, it's one of Petco's treats. It is like brown sugar or gingerbread. I think it's gingerbread. Um, it's too big, obviously, even for a big dog when you're training. So all you gotta do is you can sit there and break it apart, but then like if you're trying to train the dog and they're waiting for you to break it apart, then they're gonna be like, okay, this is boring, and walk away. You want to keep training extremely fun, especially for puppies. Uh, what I do is I literally just take like a blunt object and I just mash it like into bite-sized pieces. Uh, kind of like tip of your pinky, but a little bit smaller. Um, and you want to always like reward immediately. Don't like say sit and they sit and they look at you like, oh, okay, good girl. A reward immediately and always have a cue like good girl. I say good girl, people say yes or good or okay, whatever you want. It's fine. Just make sure you keep it repetitive. You also want to do the same verbal uh, word, I guess, and the same hand gesture for tricks. So one example that I do, you can do whatever you want, but this is my example. So for sit, let me just get a little piece of treat right here. So when I'm telling Luna sit, I'll just say sit, and I'll have a treat in my hand. That's too big, but it's the first thing I got. I always just, even before I got this method, I would just hold it like this. Because if you hold it like this, like sometimes I can't see, so I will hold it like that. And eventually, I would say, this is my sit. So I go sit. That's how she knows sit. I don't even have to say the word anymore. If I do this, she sits. Sometimes. Sometimes she gets distracted. But it's gonna be really helpful. Like if you don't want to sit there and say sit, like really loud, you could just do this and they'll know. And also, I do lay down. I point to the ground, lay down. But you could do whatever you want. Another thing for rewards, you don't always want to reward with a treat because that could get them sick, and then they can just depend on treats and be an addict, and I don't think you want that. So, another way to reward is toys. My dog loves squeaky toys. Loves, loves, loves. I got mine at Walmart. It's Lamb Chop. It's kind of messed up. He looks like he has mange or something. But, she obviously likes it. And squeaky, it's lightweight, even for my dog who's like 5 pounds. Walmart, I got it for like $3. Petco, I got it. Well, I didn't get it there, but I saw it there for about $4 or $4.50 or something like that. Also, she really likes this one. It's another squeaky, but it's not as cool. It's just kind of like that. But Also Petco for about $2. It was clearance. No, it was less. I think it was $2 regular. Clearance for like 75 cents. It's bouncy, so she really likes it when I throw it against the wall and she can go find it. Also, it satisfies the chewing part of puppies. Um, so those are two really good ones. So rewards, definitely small, chewy treats. You don't want to use dry immediately. You want to use chewy because um, it gets their attention. They're a lot smellier and they're just faster to get down so that you can move on to the next trick and you've got like their complete attention. So treats and toys are rewards. So now we can go on to discipline. Um, I am not a licensed dog trainer, um, but I do have my own methods, and one of my methods is to not hit and to not put them in their kennel and just forget about them as punishment. That's not a good punishment. One, it's just cruel, and they're gonna learn to hate you, really. And what's the point in training a dog if they're gonna hate you and just not listen or turn against you or something? So two tricks that I have for training are my voice. I'll show you that, and also a little thing I have over here. I'll show you that in a minute. For the voice, whenever they're doing something bad, like my dog, she chews my shoes. So, whenever they're doing something bad, don't say no, because no is an English word, and it is used millions of times during the day. So if you're just talking to somebody, you say no. If she learns well enough, she's going to be like, what did I do? And this is going to confuse her, and then eventually she's going to stop listening to you when you say no. So a really good trick is to go a very in-your-face kind of sound. I use just because I kind of like, it's just something I'm used to saying, I guess. It's kind of like, don't do that, but you don't want to say it like that. You want to say it kind of loud and look at them when you're saying it so they know it's towards them. Just pick whatever sound you want. Just don't make it kind of low toned because that's not something that gets a dog's attention. Like is kind of like, they're like, oh, what was that? They wanna look at you and see what's going on. On to the next thing. Another way to discipline your dog or to tell them no is this thing that I made. Pardon the can, but it was the only can I had at the time. It was just, I don't really like to drink soda cans, out of soda cans. Anyway, all you need is an aluminum can. I have a big one, but you can use any size. Aluminum can, a piece of paper, some scotch tape, and pennies. Simple. Just take the tab off, put it inside, or throw it away. You just don't want it still on there. Put a few pennies. Since mine is big, I put like 4, but if you have a smaller can, I think like maybe 2 or 3 will be fine. I'll also put a marble in there for extra support, I guess. So a few pennies, then take the piece of paper, put on top, tape it securely to the can, and you're done. And it is extremely annoying. And the dog is going to think that too, and that's why it works. So if she's chewing on my shoes, usually I'll stand up because standing up is already a sign of like, I'm the boss. Stand up, and you want to try to use the noise at the same time because they already know the noise is something that means like don't do that. But now you're incorporating the sound. The sound is basically like it works really good for barking. If they're barking, just shake it, and then that's like, okay, what's going on now? What is that? What is that? They want to know like what is that, and so they're just like, forget what I was barking at. So it's a really good technique. Just make sure you do the at the same time so that they know both these things mean that. No, I don't like that. Okay, moving on to some potty training stuff I wanted to talk about. I had a really tough time potty training my dog, but I didn't really YouTube anything or I didn't read anything. I just kind of was just like, oh, I've always had dogs, this will be fine. But I've always had like bigger dogs, so it was a little bit tougher. And plus, I live in an apartment, and I've never lived in an apartment before, so especially by myself. So now that I've learned, I have a few things I want to show y'all. Um, I've heard that this works better on smaller dogs, but I think you could try it with any dog. Always put like a little tiny bell hanging from the doorknob. Um, they can ring it for you, and you can know that they want to go out. But how you do that is you actually, every dog has their own little things they do when they want to go to the bathroom. Like they sniff, or they kind of whimper, or maybe bark at you. Look at those signs. My dog, she actually stands at the door and then looks at me, so it's pretty obvious. But once you found out, you gotta watch, and whenever they want to go out, put their leash on, and then when you're going outside, ring it, and then go outside and let them go to the bathroom. That way they know when that bell rings, he goes outside. Also, since we are talking about puppy training, puppies have extremely small bladders, and you want to make sure to take them out every 30 minutes. I know that's like asking a lot, but trust me, it's better to take it out every 30 minutes rather than cleaning the carpet. So, taking them out every 30 minutes. My dog, I take her out every hour. She's 6 months now, so she's a little bit better with learning how to hold it in. She's gotten a lot bigger. She's like quadrupled her size when she was a little baby. So, yeah, every 30 minutes. If you have a yard, it's a little bit easier. You just gotta open a door and they can run around. But apartment peeps, I know your struggle right now. So, just make a schedule. That's the easiest thing. It'll help you and the dog out. Trust me. Schedule every 30 minutes. If you see them drinking a ton of water, take them out 15 minutes later, no matter what, even if you just took them out, because they're going to need to release that pretty soon. Also, you don't want to get puppy pads. You do not want that bad behavior of being able to go inside. It may work, if you have an apartment and that's just what you want to do, fine. But if you ever want to take your dog somewhere, they're just going to go in that other person's house because they're going to be like, oh, well, I go at my house, so I can go in this house. It's just, in the long run, it's not really something you want to teach your dog. The next thing is kennel training. I use it in correspondence with potty training. I only put my dog in the kennel when I'm not home and when I'm like overnight when I'm sleeping. The kennel is used as a place for your dog to be only when you cannot take them out. So don't just put the dog in there because you feel like it, because it's just, they're gonna get confused and they're gonna be like, well, why am I in here? You're right there. Why can't you take me out? You can't just throw it in there just because you don't feel like taking the dog out. So you want to make it comfortable somewhere where they know it's theirs. Like a nice padding, maybe some toys in there or something. You don't want them going to the bathroom in there, because the whole reason is also because that's the place where they don't go. So that's why you put them in there overnight. That's why you put them in there when you're gone, because you know that they're going to try to hold it when they get back. And also don't put them in there for punishment, because then they're going to be like, this place sucks. It's not going to be their home anymore. It's going to be like a timeout. So yeah, kennel training, make sure only put them in there when you're gone or overnight, and then immediately you take them out when you get back, and before you put them in. Don't make it too big or too small. Too small would make it uncomfortable, obviously. Too big would make the dog, it would be more like a playpen rather than a go-to-sleep pen. You put them in there when you're gone and when you're sleeping. So it's just somewhere to keep the dog so that it's docile. You want it to be docile. So it's somewhere where they should be able to turn their head, like move their body, but not somewhere where they can walk around, because then they're not gonna want to sleep. They're just gonna like cry or like get me out of here. And so my dog, she just moved up to a medium already, and she's only 6 months, and she's only a Chihuahua Schnauzer mix. So I think she's just really tall. Like her legs are like this long, not long, and her body's kind of long, but her head's small. So hopefully that'll proportion later on. Guys, I think that's about it for today. So just want to recap. We covered rewards during when training, so the treats and the toy. We also talked about breaking the bad habits with your sound or your can. And we talked about potty training, about schedule, make it a schedule, try every 30 minutes. Trying out the bell method, let me know if you try it out, how it works, because I never used it, so I'm kind of curious. Also, the kennel, put them in there, when they're sleeping, or when you're sleeping, and when you're out. Also, actually, I'm sorry. One more thing I want to talk about. I know a lot of people, your potty training, they're gonna go on the carpet. It happens. You want to use an enzyme cleaner. Don't use just any kind of carpet cleaner. It's not gonna work. Use an enzyme cleaner. Enzymes break down things, especially the smells. You don't want your house smelling like bathroom. And also, if they smell their bathroom, they're gonna think that is their bathroom. So, just use an enzyme cleaner. It's really important because if you don't, it's just you're buying something that's not going to work, really. I mean, any kind of other carpet cleaners are fine, but for pet odors, enzyme is good. So that's the last thing I want to talk about. I know this video is super long, but there's tons of starter tips I wanted to tell y'all. Because if you don't know these, you can't really, move on to the next stages. So I really hope that you found this stuff helpful. Like I said, this is my first ever YouTube channel, so bear with me. I know it's kind of rough. It'll get better. I'm just trying to, get started. Comments about, advice, if you want personally to see any kind of tips on training. Also, I also have 2 cats, so I've had cats all my life also. If you have any questions about that, I'm really willing to answer those. Make sure to visit my page, subscribe, watch the channel trailer. It's really cute. I really hope you watch it. I think that's about it, guys. So I'll be posting a video again next Thursday, every Thursday. Make sure to check it out. And from one dog lover to another, I hope that you found this helpful. I really wish that I would have known these things a lot earlier. I just kind of learned them as I go, so it wasn't as easy as it sounds to train my dogs. I didn't know all these things, but I really hope it helps y'all. So again, like, subscribe, comment about anything. I'm open to any suggestions and any comments you want to make about what you want to see. Alright, and I'll see y'all next Thursday. Make sure to check back for the new video. Thanks.